So we are now in week 7, and we are coming up to Christianity like integrated into empire. And I think you'll see um, that the textbook does a better job of kind of polishing out a kind of linear narrative. And my lectures, and I mentioned this in my lectures, but my lectures really are complement to the reading, and I do kind of beef up a discussion of some of these church councils. And again, there's a lot of information that I'm throwing out at you that, like last week's lectures, can be maybe a little bit overwhelming. But again, what I want you to kind of see that something that I feel has been a component missing in my understanding, even as a student in undergrad, getting my bachelor's in history, is this kind of the importance of these councils and what they meant to the relationship of the Roman state and the church and its influence, and how that became divisive as well as a way to unite. And so I think if you can kind of take a grasp of the general idea of what these councils are all about, you'll feel really rewarded for this. And as we eventually get into the Reformation, the Protestant Reformation, you'll kind of see the background of the development of Christianity and why there will be these rebellions, these protests against the established church, okay, in a better light. Another thing I want to clarify is that I use the term many of you are not going to remember this and maybe not even care, but I just want to clarify. I'm going to talk about one of the interpretations of Jesus, and one of the breakaways of Christianity is called monophysite. And I just want to make it clear that, for instance, the Coptic Church of Egypt considers that to be a pejorative term. It's precise. I'm not quite sure of why that they find that a problem, but they don't like being called monophysite. And so while that is an accurate term, it's not completely inherently combative. I just want to make it clear that I became aware that they don't like that term, but the concept that I explained with that term goes along with what they're all about in terms of their interpretation of the nature of Jesus. So if you want more information on that, and you're curious as you go over the lectures, feel free to call me up and I'll elaborate some more. But I just needed to kind of make that statement. Also, I want you to make sure that when I put videos up, other than my own lectures, I still want you to take notes on them. I've said this before. Some of you haven't caught on to this. I get good notes from some of you, and then you will not make any notes on the videos. And the reason why is I'm putting up the video for a reason. So even if it's not me speaking, if it's a little mini documentary piece, or another lecture I found from another educator that I think is helpful, I want you to demonstrate to me that you watched it and tell me why did I have you watch this? Give me a point, like my own lectures, okay? So far today I'm a little bit behind on grading, but I'll catch up by tomorrow on getting up to speed. But I'm not too far behind. And so far I think everybody's doing pretty well. I do want to say one thing that I need to actually clarify. It looks to me that it looks like I have a paper that is plagiarized. And there's a way to find out. And so if you are a person that knows that you cut and pasted an article and didn't and pass it off as your own. So first of all, I get sometimes students stressed out, like in their question, did I plagiarize? No, look, it's very simple. If any information is coming off the internet and you didn't give credit for it, you plagiarized. But in this case, I'm seeing a paper like the entire paper looks to be. And there's going to be consequences for that are very unfortunate. I will give you a chance right now, if you are that student, to contact me and show that you can kind of own up to it. And we'll have a discussion about how to move forward in a positive way. But you need to understand that I know when you get busy, the temptation is there, and I need you to really not. I mean, first of all, it's not that hard to catch, and I'm not looking to catch people for plagiarizing, but sometimes some people make it more obvious than others, and I am compelled to find out, and I can find out. So right now, I'm just saying that. That's the only kind of negative situation that I've come across thus far, and for the most part, I think you guys are doing a great job. I think you're maintaining the workload, and I'm really happy with what I see for the most part. So just as you get busier, don't try to cut corners by making unwise choices like that. Okay. And that's the last thing I want to say about that. I hope you have a great week, and we will move forward with this section. And hey, we're sliding into being halfway done, so time's moving on. Okay. All right. Again, contact me if you need anything.